What's going on, guys? Welcome back to King Fadman Off-Road. It's been a friggin' while. I apologize for that. Also want to apologize that my boy's out on his dirt bike ripping around, so you might get some bad interference from that, some background noise. But as you can see, we got some stuff behind me. Some things have changed. This beautiful 94 Toyota pickup is now mine. It's kind of a jump into the past, but at the same time, something I'm excited for the future. I've had a handful of these and I've always wanted one real nice, but you might be looking around, you might notice that there's no RZR. It's not outside. That's right, I sold the RZR. I'm happy about it. I love the RZR, they're fun. It's just not my thing. So Toyota Alley is where I'm at. It's what I've always loved and I'm getting back into it. For today's video though, Blythe Kelly, the owner of Flat Nasty Off-Road, he gave me the opportunity to work on his 4Runner. It's a straight axled 85 fuel injected, unicorn of trucks. And the clutch itself has went out, and we're doing some 4.7 gears while we're at it. This thing's in pretty good shape. It's been painted in the past and stuff, but overall a nice looking rig, and super excited to get Blythe in a full-size rig where he can go wheel and use some gearing rather than side-by-side stuff and whatnot. And yeah, he's excited, I'm excited, and glad to make it a reality for him on getting this thing going and running good for him, so it's controllable off-road. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna do a step-by-step of getting this stuff out, and then we'll go over putting the 4.7 gear set in. So yeah, that's what we're up to now. And then as far as the old truck here, there's some stuff in there that we'll go over at a later date. I got a whole rundown on this truck. Pretty cool story, pretty cool truck in general. But moving forward to the parts that we're gonna be using, we're gonna take the pill out of the transfer case so he's got dual sticks so he can control his high and low and his 4 and 2. Then we're gonna do the 4.7 creeper trail gear set and a factory XD clutch and all the stuff to go with. So it's gonna be pretty good setup in this thing, get him to where he's controlled crawling again, and put this thing to use for sure. So let's get to tearing this thing apart. I'm not gonna mess a lot with the lighting, but any of you guys that have done this, you're probably watching this going, yeah, I know this, but there's a lot of you that maybe haven't. Each one of these trucks are different. Each one of the center consoles are different. On this one, you take shifter knobbles off, and then you've got some screws that hold this console on. This one didn't have any, but then these just come up and around. And in this case, we're gonna try and salvage them the best we can, because we're gonna take this guy, once I get it out, over here, don't mind me, as I trip over myself. Oh, funny story I'll share with you guys here in a second. Tripping over myself in my shop. But anyways, these guys are gonna poke through there. And so we're gonna salvage as much of this as we can, cut a small hole in it so these can fit in there and be as factory as possible. But this guy broke his finger, make an abrupt right turn by tripping over my rack in my shop. It's a first for me, never did that, but I fell over like cordwood here, pow, and just like I about dropped that phone, and slid my hand underneath the wheel over there and broke my finger. So I get to deal with that while putting all this stuff together. So I'm gonna get those shifters out, and then we'll get underneath the truck, get all that pulled out. I'll show you a little bit of that, and we'll get to the nitty gritty of the gears and stuff here soon. All right, and a lot of these, you just got a few screws that hold your lower insulation plate or your shifter boots. With screws like this, just Phillips. Take all them out, get that out of your way, and then you got 12 mil bolts holding your shifters in. I put these all in neutral, just so everything spins freely on the bottom and on the transfer case while you're trying to take everything apart. Once these are out of your way, you get them set off to the side, everything will be ready to pull from the bottom. All right, so about an hour's transpired. I've gotten the rear drive shaft out. This has the old disc brake kit on it, or driveline brake, which doesn't have all the stuff for it, so probably be taking that off to get it out of the way. Front drive shaft's out, cross members out, and then unhook your sensors for your reverse and four-wheel drive lights. And then this particular truck unfortunately was missing all like 70% of the bell housing bolts, which isn't good. So I took a couple out and realized I'm down to one real quick. So I'm gonna pull this all out as one unit, and then I'll get it out here and split the T case off of it, and we'll call it a day, at least for today, to get this apart, and then I'll get the case washed up. So this is really the easiest part. Get your starter out, your bell housing bolts, and you're good to go. All right, well, that's a little bit of a lie. I forgot that I have a broken finger and no help. So as I took the 2 bolts that were holding that in out, this thing decided to slide out, and I had a pretty cool, He-Man moment where I shoved it back in, got a bolt back in there, and I chose to separate the transfer case off of the transmission because that is heavier than the transmission. If you've done any Toyota stuff, you know that the package together is pretty heavy, but those transmissions are light. So I ended up splitting the transfer case off, and then I just did that separate, just for my own health. Anyway, about half the clutch fell out on the floor, so clutch is definitely bad. We'll get to the rest of that in a little bit. And then tomorrow I'm gonna take this to the parts washer at work and just literally throw it in here just like this, and it ain't gonna hurt it because I will take it all apart immediately and clean everything off, obviously, and re-lube all the bearings once I do the gear set in it. So that'll be the fun part. So here we are, fast forward to the next night. I ran and got myself a little table to do some assembly on. I got this from a local guy that already built it for a heck of a deal. Saved me a little bit of time. It's not the most fancy table, but it's got a shelf at the bottom. I know this goes against the King Fab thing and me doing the work, but it was a deal I couldn't pass up. And I needed a little table to do this because I'm not ready to build my tables along the walls yet. So don't mind the mess, but we're moving on to this. We're doing the 4.7 gear set and the 85 runner, top shift case, all that jazz, 21 spline input. I'm gonna disassemble this thing. It's pretty self-explanatory. It comes with all your instructions, of course, when you guys order them. There's a lot of videos on how to do this, but I'll get this blown apart and show you the nitty-gritty of what you need to do and any pinpoints of what I can remember that you might need to know that I wish I would have known the first couple times I did these. First things first, on this T-case, there is an old driveline brake here that didn't have the caliper and stuff on it, but that's the whole bracket. So I had to take prematurely, kind of, you could say, take some of the bolts out to get that bracket off. And then obviously to get this off, I had to get this off, to get the brake / pinion, which you wouldn't have this piece on yours, but it's held on by the dust shield, which is gonna come off. But your flange that splines on your output comes off. So we'll get this, or that's where you would start anyways. Do the same thing with your front. I haven't got the instructions out. I'll go instruction in order or whatever, but take both your flanges off and then we'll go to the next step. And bam, there's been an explosion. Long story short, looks like a lot's happened, but really it hasn't. You take your speedo gear out, then you take your rear housing bolts off, and that gets this off. It slides right off. You just tap it off. Then you come down here. Once that's off, you take a snap ring off that holds your output bearing. That's all you do. Then you take the bolts out of this. It slides out. You take that out. And then you take this stuff out in order. This is your speedo gear and stuff like that. Your speedo gear, bearing, retainer, all that, and then your cog for your shifter for your four-wheel drive. Now you're to the step where you take your roll pin off your fork. You're gonna drive it out with a 3/16 drive, I think. Roll pin, punch, and then you'll slide the whole fork out of here, and that's where we're at now. Now we're to the point where I did this. I should have waited, but I don't have my tripod set up so I could show you this, but these 2 forks run through here. And the only way to split this is to pull those all the way through. With a top shift case, you can pull it apart and the parts are fall out. And if you know how to put it back together, it's not a big deal. But you're supposed to take your roll pins out of both of your forks so this can slide apart easy. And then there's this pill. This is the old pill that everyone, this is what keeps you from having your twin sticks. So this has got to come out. It goes in this part of the housing, not into the crawl box. So anyways, this comes out, and then everything can slide apart. You strip everything down. I'm about to take the counter shaft or output out, and then this thing's completely stripped. I'm going to take this to the shop, put it in the parts washer. Long story short, this has taken me 1 hour. I've done a handful of these cases now since I was younger. I kind of get the idea how they go together and come apart, but don't let it intimidate you. If you ever have any questions with it, let me know. Be happy to help with the trail gear instructions. They actually help a lot. But yeah, don't be intimidated. Jump into it, take it apart, lay everything out in order, flip everything upside down so that way you know you put it right side up. Going back in your case, that'll help you a lot. Lay it in order. Some people like to label everything. Some people put tags on things. Do whatever makes you comfortable. Just don't lose sight of what order things go in. But that has us to where we're at now. I'm going to get the stuff washed up, like I said, and then we will do reassembly here real soon. All right, guys, fast forward a little bit. I totally forgot, like always, to record what I'm doing. Long story short, though, where I left off pretty much was getting everything cleaned. I got a 23 spline input when I should have had a 21 for some reason. No big deal. Got one sent to me. They overnighted it. Thank you, Trail Gear. Next thing you have to do is clearance your case for your gear, and then on your oil galleys, clearance the sides of those, and then go in reverse order of install. I'm not going to go over the full install of this, but make sure all of your clips on the ends of your gears and bearings are intact. The other thing is the input shaft, output, but this guy has to have the new bearing put on, which is right here. So you'll slide your old one off, which looks like him. And by slide it, I mean it technically slides off. It's not pressed, but it is pressed. You have to pull it ever so slightly with a puller of some sort. Then put everything back on, get your stuff clearanced, and start back together. So that's where we're at. I got my input just slid in, counter, low, everything's going back together now. About to put the front together. And then other than that, that's all you guys really need to know. And of course, put all this stuff back in. I'll go over a couple more points and then we'll get to putting this back in the old Flat Nasty Mobile. Crawl box is now mounted. I got my shift rails all put back in and my pins put back in those. Got shift fork here, got my counter gears to the outer drive. I'm about to put the front cover on. Sorry, rear cover. But this thing's all put back together. Just a couple hours worth of work all together. This one, like I was saying at the beginning, has the driveline brake on it. It's not equipped on the truck, but I'm going to put that back just in case he wants to use it. He may want it. Being a manual, you know, that's nice sometimes. But this is getting twin sticks, of course. Put that on. Last thing I told you, I think I left you on, was putting this rear case on. After that, it's very self-explanatory. Put your drive gears on for your Speedo and your oil pump. Put your Speedo back in. Torque everything. Follow your instructions religiously, and you can't really mess these up. Trail Gear does a great job of sending you everything you need, all the seals, and everything fits good if you follow the instructions. So, 4.7 case, all done for Blythe. Flat Nasty, he's gonna love this thing. It's gonna change the 4Runner into a real beast to where he can control the crawl a lot better and enjoy it. So this is what we got for this one, guys. A little bit of a longer, drawn-out video, but I would bore you with putting all of the transmission and stuff back in, but it's gonna get a new clutch, all shoved back together, and then I might do a little crawl video here at the very end of the video, or probably right after you see me here. This will probably be tomorrow, but I'll put this stuff in tomorrow and do that for you and wrap up the video. You guys want to see peak good day experience? Check this out. Can you see it? With a drill bit. How cool. Someone broke that off before I got in here and didn't fix it. Wasn't even cross-threaded or nothing. That simple. And just like that, about an hour later, transmission's bolted in, transfer case bolted in, drive shafts, all the wiring, everything you did in reverse. That's all you got to do there. All right, this is nearing the end of the video here of install. I told you guys earlier I wasn't gonna do all this, but I did want to mention there's no good way. It depends on how your shifters are, how original your stuff is, if you want to cut into this. And then you also have, like on this one, I have this guy right here. I'm gonna have to cut some slits in it. I'm gonna ask Blythe if he wants me to cut that. This one's in really good shape, and those are hard to find, so we might leave this out. I'll leave it up to him. But no matter what you do, when you got your twin sticks, what I always have done is, this is for your old shifter, and you just cut the top half of it off the first 3 rungs, and that gives you enough room to where this will still move and give you a little bit of sound deadening, but there's always going to be a hole there. Everyone does something different there. There's no right or wrong answer, so that's just a little tidbit, but that's what I do. And then you can put some cushion in there. People make their own consoles. Some people make their own boots. They use all sorts of things. So that's the last thing I'm going to show you here before we take this thing for a test drive.